Hello, my name is Miss Sasha. I am a teaching artist in the PACE Arts program with the Acadiana Center for the Arts in Lafayette Parish School System in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today we're going to learn all about bees. Bees are one of the most, if not the most important insect that we have. Our supply list is pretty simple. You need a white piece of paper, a black, yellow, brown, blue, and purple crayon. Black, yellow, brown, blue, and a purple crayon. Now is a good time to pause the video, gather your supplies, and when you return, all you have to do is press play. Let's get started drawing a bee. Bees are insects. Insects are bugs that have a head, thorax, and an abdomen, at least one set of eyes, and 6 legs. That's what makes up an insect. Honeybees, they harvest nectar and pollen from flowering plants. We are going to start by folding our white paper in half and then half the other way. I went ahead and pre-folded mine. That way we can make our bee nice and big and make sure it covers up a good bit of our paper. We don't want a tiny little bee. I have all these bee pictures so we can make sure we use them for reference. Bees are way cool. All right, go ahead and grab your black crayon. In the very center where the paper meets, I want you to draw a horizontal line. This line is going to be for this. So if you make it really tiny, you're going to have a really tiny, skinny bee. So make it wide enough. Look. Wide. And we're going to go almost down to the bottom. So I'm going to put a little dot down here, and we're going to make our way almost to the bottom. This is the bee's abdomen. Okay? You got your black dots? Good. So I'm going to come down. It's going to curve a little bit, swoop around, and go right back up. That is his abdomen. The next part of our bee that we're going to draw is going to be his thorax. It goes about halfway from here to here. Okay, so look, it's more of almost like a little square. So it goes up, across, and back down. It's not completely pointy on the ends. Okay, got it? Now we're going to do our head. The head is going to be like a bump, and then we're going to add his eyes on the side. The crazy thing is a bee has 5 sets of eyes, all built into this one little bubble here. All right, so the head is a curved line, goes up and around, almost makes it look like an ice cream cone. Perfect. We'll add his 2 bubbly eyes on the side. 1, 2. Again, it's a curve and a curve. In those curves, you can do like a little checkerboard. So little lines this way and little lines that way. What do I mean by a checkerboard? I will show you on this scratch piece of paper. If this is your eye, you go like this and then like this. So since it's really small, I wanted to show you that enlarged. These are the bee's big old bubble eyes. Very cool. Great. And let's go ahead and color in his head black. Great. All right, head, thorax, abdomen. Let's go ahead and add some stripes to our bee's abdomen. Here's a stripe. You might want to color that one in so you don't make a mistake up there. Okay, and then leave a space. Color it in. Leave a space. Color it in. Leave a space, and I like to color the very bottom with one more little stripe. This is my bee's stripes, which is just like the end of this bee, right? Black and yellow, black and yellow. There you go. Perfect. While you're coloring in your abdomen, I'll give you a few more cool bee facts. The male bee in the hive are called drones, and they do not have a stinger. The colony lives in the hives, and the members are divided into 3 different groups. The queen, she runs the hive. She lays the eggs that will be the next generation of bees. She guides the behavior of all the other bees, so she's like the boss. The worker bees are all females. They're the ones that go forage for the food. They build and protect the hive. They clean and they circulate the air by beating their wings. So by moving their wings, they get the air. They're like little ceiling fans, right? They flap their little wings and make the air fresh in the hive, keep it cooled down. And the drones are the male bees. There's several hundred of them that live in each hive, and during the spring and the summer. When the winter time comes, they go into like a survival mode, and then the drones are all kicked out to make room for the other bees that are in the hives. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's go ahead, continue on with the black. And we're going to make his little legs. Remember, he has 6 legs. He has 3 on each side. So the first set of legs that we're going to draw is going to be up near where the head and the thorax meet. Okay? You have your black crayon? Let's go. Here we go. Up here, we're going to make a line that goes diagonal and diagonal. And we're going to turn it into a little skinny rectangle. Okay? And then from there, we're going to make this one kind of go up. A little rectangle that goes up. And the next one is kind of pointy. See how they have these little, and on their legs they have like little hairs so they can collect the pollen and it sticks to them, and then they bring it and they fertilize and pollinate another plant. Okay, so it's like a skinny triangle. It looks like he's raising his hands up. Hey, pick me. While we're up here, let's go ahead and add these 2 antennas, okay? They're in between the 2 eyes, so you might go out like this and like this, and then you can color those in with the black, just like that. Okay. Let's make this set of legs, okay? It's right where the head, the thorax, where the thorax and the abdomen meet. And this time, it goes diagonal down, okay? And then we'll turn that into a little rectangle, just like we did up here. We're going to do the same thing 2 more times. Well, these will be a little bit different because that's where they have the little hairs. And then a little rectangle that kind of comes down. And then there's like little segments here. Watch. Just watch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the last one that we add to it is the little pointy one, just like that. Right? Pointy and pointy. We have 1 more set of legs to add. We're going to do the same thing. So move down a little bit on his abdomen and do diagonal, diagonal. You know what to do next. We're going to turn it into a little rectangle. Rectangle, rectangle. We need 1 more little rectangle, rectangle, rectangle. And then the little segments. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the pointy one, the little triangle. Triangle, triangle. And I didn't add that on here, but let's go ahead and add some little hairs on his legs. Just like that. It's just little number 1 all down the edge of the legs. Look. Pretty cool, huh? While we have our black, we're going to go ahead and draw and design our wings. Now this is a bee's wing close-up. they're kind of in two parts. So I kind of drew one and then one underneath it. And we filled in this whole space right here. Okay? All right. Let's make this real easy. We're going to do these two lines that go almost to the edge of the paper. They're slightly slanted up or diagonal. I'm going to start right underneath the leg, and I'm going to go diagonal and diagonal. Okay? Let's put a little, in the very middle of these, put a little dot so you know where to go, where halfway is, okay? All right, so we're going to go out straight this time. Watch. Straight and straight. And you see how these are kind of curved? Watch. It curves and it curves. Curve, like that. You got it? And then we'll do one right underneath it. We'll start here, and it's slightly diagonal or slanted down. Look, fill in your space. It doesn't go as far as the other one. See? And then this time it's going to curve up into the other wing, just like this one did. Look. We got it. Okay, now you see how they have this like little design? Their wings are see-through, but they do have a design. So we can't really do see-through on this paper. So I just did them in blue, which represented see-through to me. If you have a different plan, then that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and draw. I just kind of started drawing a cool design. Maybe I'll do this one a little bit different. Let's see. Maybe I'll do them long, and then I'll do a bunch of like little tiny short ones, right? You do them however you want. While you're getting your wing design on, I'll give you a few more cool bee facts. What are the buzzing bees most famous for? I bet you know this. It's honey. They store honey, lots of honey for the winter. So they are most famous for their delicious honey. They are pollinators. They're super important for flowers, fruits, and vegetables. Without bees, we would not have flowers, fruits, and vegetables. They help other plants to grow. They transfer pollen from plant to plant, allowing the plant to grow more seeds and more fruit. One beehive can have up to 50,000 bees. A lot of bees, and one queen, right? And then they have the worker bees and all the drones. They all have a little job to do. The beehive has, bees are fabulous flyers. In fact, they can fly up to 15 miles an hour, and their little bee wings flap up to 200 times per second. 200. How many times can you flap your arms in a second? Probably just about 15, and not 200. That's really, really fast. Bees have a serious sense of smell. They can smell sweet flowers from a distance, right? They can also tell different flowers apart. The average worker bee only lives for about 5 to 6 weeks. The queen can live up to 5 years, and they're the busiest in the summer. Those are all good facts, right? Let's go ahead and get our yellow crayon. Here we go. Let's color in the rest of our bee's body with the yellow one. It's okay if it kind of blends in with your black. It looks great. So the rest of those lines on the bee's body are going to be the yellow. Go ahead and get that all colored in. You got it? Perfect. The next color we're going to use is going to be brown. We're going to do his little legs brown. I'm not going to color really dark because I want to see the brown, just like these legs over here. So I'm just going to color lightly each little leg. Don't color your wings brown. We want to save that for something else. Okay. Take your time. You got it? While you have your brown out, I thought it would be cool to add some honeycombs around the bee, just because it fills in that space and it looks really awesome. So let's go ahead. They're like, they have 2 flat sides and 2 pointy sides. They can get a bit tricky, but look, no wrong answers. Even this one down here didn't come out perfect. So I have a flat side and a flat side, and then point, point. This would be the flat for the next one, and a flat. Watch. Point, 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 point. Flat, flat, point, point. This is the flat side, right? So I'll make another flat, and a point, and a point. This one's going to go off the page. Maybe this one too. Like that. I'm going to do some more down here too. Flat, flat, point, point. Look at that. You can add as many or as little as you want. You can make them smaller too. I mean, look how small they are. I mean, bees, you know, bees are just little tiny. So their honeycombs can't be much bigger than them. They stick their head in there, they get it all good, flap their wings, cool things down, do what bees do, right? Look, they're really furry creatures. So they have like hair all over them. And all of that will catch on the pollen. So if you ever see a bee that has just gone to a little plant full of pollen, they'll have yellow speckles all over them. If you want to make your bee look a little bit hairier, you can always get the brown. Let's see, is it going to work? Yeah. You can get the brown, watch this, and make little fur lines, right? Look. Looks good. All right, let's go ahead and get blue. I think on this one, I use like a turquoise blue. So on this one, I'm going to use a, this is a different kind of blue, let's see, than that one. I'm going to color lightly because I don't want to cover up my black lines. And then if I color lightly, it appears like, as we were pretending, that it was a little bit more see-through, right? And then I'll show you how I came back and kind of highlighted and shadowed in some of them. You can go right over the black as long as you're not pressing too hard. Okay, so I want to make it look like this wing is behind the other one. So I'm going to make it a little bit darker here. A little bit darker here. Can you see that? And then I'm going to come around the edges. I'm going to do the same at the top of this one. Okay. I always do them a little bit different, right? So there's a few different options. And then you can always come and kind of go over some of the black lines with the blue, whichever ones you want. Makes them look way cool, right? All right. Did you add some cool designs to your wings? Okay, I have another cool little fact about bees that I thought was super cute. Bees are really great dancers. Did you know that? They share information about where the best food sources are by dancing. And when they dance, they perform what we call as a waggle dance. The worker bee returns and moves in a figure-8 motion to indicate the direction of the food source. Right? So when you see the bees kind of making their little buzzing sounds and kind of dancing in a little figure-8. A figure-8 is a number 8, so they would go like around in a little 8. And they're really telling all the other bees where the good food is, and so they're pointing them in the right direction. And so it's like a little conversation they're having. It's how they communicate, by their buzzing, their wing flapping, and their little dance. So, okay? Here we go. So go ahead and color in your honeycombs with the yellow. Get them all colored and nice. And then again, I'll show you how you can make them shadowy again if you'd like to do that. I didn't do that on my other bee, but I think it would look really great if the honeycombs looked more like they were deep and not just flat. So after you color in with the yellow, you can add a little bit of brown by just kind of making it shadowy. Watch, I'm going to do this one and then let you see how it looks. Look. So, you see how it starts to look like it's deeper, like these honeycombs? And so if you take your crayon and you kind of work around the edges and make them darker on those edges, it really makes our bee picture even better, right? Okay, I'm going to do these. Just like this. All the way. I have one more little set of honeycombs. Okay. Looking good, huh? And then what I did on the background was, this was just a purple. I took my purple crayon that has no paper on it and I pinched it on the back, and all I did was just lightly rub around, just because I didn't want the white paper to be on there. But I mean, if you want to do a different color, you can. Maybe green, so it looks like there's a plant in the background. I just chose purple because purple was going to make all the other colors that I used on my bee stand out. And I went around in some of the areas and made it a little darker, maybe around in the inside by his little legs, just to make them kind of stand out. Can you see that? Watch. See how it's a little bit darker right here? Look. Right? Up here by the edge of the wings. How's that? Did you know you could draw a bee? I had to learn how to draw a bee too. And I had to learn how to teach you how to draw a bee. So just a few more little facts. Over the past 15 years, the bees have become alarmingly, they have been disappearing. So bees are on the endangered insect list, right? And so we need to be able to plant some bee-friendly flowers that are full of nectar, like lavender or bluebells. So we have to protect our bees, right? We want to have fruit and veggies and flowers, then we need to keep our bees. So thank you so much for drawing a bee with me. We're going to be posting a new lesson every day at 10 a.m. on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel for kindergarten, first, and second grades, each tied to the academic curriculum. You can also get these lessons on AOC as part of the Learn United program, accessible on AOC Cox Channel 16 or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons air at 8, and first and second grade lessons will air at 9. Some lessons will be in visual arts, and some will be in creative movement. Be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, visit the Acadiana Center for the Arts.org. It's the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. Spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art.